Hi everyone! You're listening to the second episode of the GO podcast. The recent events, especially the pandemic, have brought us a lot of uncertainties. Our regular routines were disrupted. This sometimes breeds anxieties among us, the chaos and the not knowing. Last time, we highlighted taking back control. For this episode of the GO podcast, we'll be talking about taking action of what is in your control. Kaya tara, samahan niyo kami sa kwentuhan with your hosts, Adelet, Kuya Eric, and Kuya John. Hi guys!
Good morning.
Good morning, Atlet.
So, kumusta naman? How was your week, guys?
So far, tuwang-tuwa ako kasi siguro itong week na to, I got to reconnect with a lot of people, not just with relatives, with friends, but also yung students natin. Kasi mas madami-dami na yung mga nakakausap ko because slowly by slowly, nagre-return na din yung pag-routine interview natin. So, yun yung talaga yung highlight, yung connection with people this week.
Wow, yung sa akin naman, I also reconnected with my friends over the weekend and I still have plans actually for this coming weekend. Di ba ang rami? I think ito kasi yung perfect timing to really meet with them kasi nga pabakasyon na, so mas marami sila ring time. And also, just to add, kasi di ba, I've been doing the same hobby, so yun talaga yung nagiging routine ko na rin every day. So far happy naman ako and medyo mas nakaka-help siya sa akin na at least may araw-araw na alam ko yung gagawin ko.
Medyo pareho
Alright.
tayo, Rick, no? I mean, kasi ako din, I spent di ba, yung long weekend, so I had time with
Mhm.
family. Tapos, I was able to meet some of my friends na medyo hindi ko din nakakausap na lately, no? So,
Mhm.
medyo pare-pareho tayong reconnecting, no? And yun, sabi ko nga, ang hope ko talaga for this coming December na pala, I mean for this coming holidays and then by next year is to really reconnect with friends. So talagang itatry kong schedule ko yung meeting with people, reconnecting, especially na, ayan, medyo naka-adjust na dito sa pandemic at sana magtuloy-tuloy na maano talaga kung ba from time to time maka-reconnect with people.
Yeah, it's really good na talagang for this long weekend nakahanap din talaga tayong time to reconnect kasi I guess for a lot of us we've been doing a lot of things to parang get back on track, 'di ba? Sa mga na
Yes.
disrupt nating schedule, sa mga na disrupt nating pattern. So I think yung slowly by slowly really applying lalo-lalo na yung mga napag-usapan natin last time of taking control of what's happening is really there. So I'm really glad.
Yes, and yan, since last time, taking back control yung usapan, this second episode naman, parang ang ating main topic would be more on creating routines and schedule and how
Mhm.
it helps in building our resilience. So I'd like to know, I mean, ako kasi personally, I'm really a fond person of creating to-do lists, no, scheduling. So talagang I made sure na meron akong gano'n para mas structure yung araw. Kumusta ba kayo 'pag gumagawa kayo ng mga routines or schedules? Rick, tawang-tawa ka.
Kasi 'di ba, Jom, we can attest talaga na Athlete is fond of reading.
Even yung mga research students ni Atelet, 'di ba? Yung mga students sa college can really attest na pag may deadline si Atelet, humanda kayo, deadline 'yon.
Although yun yung advantage kapag at least merong isang ganun sa ating team kasi nare-remind tayo na,
Yeah.
oops, di ba?
Bakit hindi ka ba Rick mahilig sa gano'n? I mean, are you not into having parang schedules and to-do list? Parang nakita din kita may mga pa-bucket list ka pa nga, eh, charot.
Bucket list yun.
Sige.
Although, oo rin, ginagawa ko rin siya. Although, hindi naman ganun ka-nitty-gritty, unlike siguro yung sa'yo na napapansin ko. Siguro yung sa akin lang din, yung I always have routine na in the morning, like talagang parang 3 to 5 minutes tulala lang ako. Yung parang ganun, parang hindi pa ba sapat yung tulog? Parang ganun. Pero I think it helps me kasi to somehow parang restart, parang rejuvenate muna yung sarili ko after long sleep. And then that's how I start my morning. And in the evening, I always try to make sure na hindi naman kung hindi consistently, at least most of the time, I try to think back what happened all throughout the day. Tapos to settle some siguro emotional siguro triggers, mga ganun. Just for me to
Mm.
process myself before I sleep. So yeah, that's my parang um routine talaga every day.
Wow
All right.
naman, sige. Ikaw, Zam, may ano ka ba, may particular ka din bang kagaya ni Eric na may morning parang upon waking up and before ending the day routine? Meron ka din mang ganun siya?
Right. Ako siguro I'm with most of the people who are listening to this podcast na talaga nagsa-start off, may routine, kaya lang mga after 30 minutes na may mga mangyayaring ibang bagay, wala na yung routine, nasira na entirely yung routine. So, kinalimutan mo na, nafa-frustrate ka lang lalo kasi gumagawa ka ng routine na hindi naman nangyayari. So, andun ako sa situation na yun. Pero, I like routines kasi of course it really alam mo yon, structures your day. It gives you an idea of how to go about it rather than parang on the dot palang react ka lang ng react sa nangyayari. Siguro ang ano ko lang talaga, ang main concern ko lang, kasi ako talaga is I find it difficult to maintain routines. And although I've heard parang ways of dealing with it, parang may mga techniques 'di ba tayo, and I think we'll be talking about that at a little later. Ako mismo kasi nahihirapan akong i-apply siya. So, I hope na through this episode na pag-usapan natin siya, parang hindi lang yung listeners natin yung mag-benefit, kundi pati ako na medyo nahihirapan i-maintain yung routines ay matulungan.
Yeah, so hopefully talaga, Zam. Pero ano lang, parang before we try to give some tips, no? Parang let's also talk about ano ba kasi yung benefits, no? Kasi 'di ba, sabi natin, this Geo
Yeah.
podcast is really for developing resilience, no?
Yes.
So, ano ba kasi yung benefits pag build ng resilience whenever meron tayong routines or schedule? For one, sinasabi na having routines or schedule is actually the epitome of taking control, no? Kasi ito yung parang proactive coping mo na amidst the parang yun nga, yung chaotic scene na meron ka ngayon. So, yung paggawa mo ng routine, ng schedule is parang you saying to yourself na kaya ko to, I can manage this. So ito yung isa-isa kong gagawin so that I can do it. No? So that's one benefit, no, kung bakit nakakatulong siya na ma-build yung resilience kasi ikaw uli yung nasa iyo uli yung control.
Right.
Ano pa ba yung ibang benefits na meron dito?
Alright, so I agree with that, Atlet, na it's really parang a way of taking back control. And for me naman, parang yung pag-take back of control talaga kasi allows you to parang bring back yung tinatawag nating normal, I guess, in the chaos that is happening, especially right now. If you're experiencing challenging experiences, particularly syempre yung ngayon, 'di ba, sa online learning natin, nag-iba na naman tayo, 'di ba? Nag-full asynchronous na tayo for this remaining weeks.
Yeah.
So, yung usual na routine natin, 'di ba, na before, talagang totally nawala. So, I think yung pag-identify talaga natin ng ways gives back yung normalcy na necessary for us.
And just to add, diba, yung when you get to have a specific routine, you get to be having a good sense of organization. And in terms of focus, you tend to have more reassured self na okay, ito yung gagawin ko for today, ito yung sure akong I'll be able to do because that's how I do it every day. Although syempre, ang naman dito is that don't stick to a routine na baka mabore ka na rin naman. So just be open to changes. Syempre kasi same ingredient every day will really bore you. So just try to spice it up by acquiring new siguro things to do, mga ganun.
Mm-hmm. So parang parang ang sinasabi natin dito, importante si routine and si scheduling when it comes to parang having pag merong pag kasi 'di ba usually pag under stress tayo, may challenging situation, medyo sabog, 'di ba? So maganda siya para ma-reorganize lang yung mind natin, no? Para matulungan tayo ulit to take back control. Pero it doesn't mean naman na whenever na yan, nagsischedule tayo or nag-create tayo ng routines, kailangan talagang tak, no? Stick ko dun sa mga So, you can, parang you can add a particular, parang time whenever na pwedeng mangyari yung mga unexpected. And you can actually choose to have a time para dun sa mga gusto mong bagong i-explore, di ba? And well for me, makakatulong din siya na dito, sa time na may pandemic tayo and sa mga challenges, makakatulong siya na makita natin ano talaga yung priority natin, no? Kasi, di ba, this pandemic created an impact to us na parang mas nakita natin ano yung nagmamatter talaga, di ba? So parang, di ba, yung hindi tayo nakakapasok sa trabaho natin, nawala yung, di ba, yung akala natin napaka-importante ng mga araw-araw na ginagawa natin sa office, tapos biglang, hindi naman sa ano, pero parang hindi siya yung ganun pala pag nagkaroon ng crisis talaga. So, I think, pag nagsischedule at gumagawa tayo ng routine, maganda ding makita na merong mga bagay na nagmamatter talaga. And sana ito yung mga ipapasok natin sa routines natin, no? Sa schedule na ginagawa natin. And, yan, speaking of these things that really matter, na parang ito yung non-negotiable na dapat kasama sa routines natin. Ano nga ba tong mga non-negotiables na to? I think the first is, of course, part of the non-negotiable natin is yung pagkakaroon natin ng time for sleep. Do you agree, guys?
Mhm. Yeah. Number 1.
Importante
Yes.
yan.
Especially ngayon, di ba, na, I mean, with the internet, hindi ko alam, pero kami, since nagka-internet kami, parang, parang hindi mo na alam yung boundary ng oras. Anytime kasi nakakonect ka di ba? So, sinasabi na kahit gaano tayo ka-busy, hopefully, kaya nating mag-sleep ng 7 to 8 hours. That's the needed rest for our body. Nagagawa niyo ba yung guys? Umamin. para makita, 'di ba? This is what is sinasabi na we have to do. Pero reality check, nagagawa ba natin siya?
Anong estudyante ako, hindi ko siya nagagawa. Ngayon na medyo working na tayo, mas na din mas parang schedule na din talaga. So, na-fulfill na yung 7 to 8 hours. Pero I think gusto ko lang idagdag ate kasi I remember from hearing one other podcast, sleep expert siya. Tapos nasabi niya na each one of us talaga daw may own parang sleep patterns, sleep requirements. So, even though we're saying 7 to 8 hours, it's still good to check with yourself what works. Kasi alam mo, 'di ba? Alam naman natin kung ano yung pakiramdam ng full rest, 'di ba? Iba din talaga kahit kasi meron akong alam na kahit 8 hours siya matulog, para pa nagising siya, pagod pa rin, alam mo yun, hindi pa rin siya well rested. So I think what we're trying to highlight here is yung real rest talaga, 'di ba, of sleep.
I think it's really more of the quality, 'di ba? More than the time, no. Parang lang siya, what you call this? Parang suggestion time siya. Pero hopefully yung suggestion time na yun in accordance din siya dun sa quality ng sleep. Kasi others can sleep kahit 6 hours. Ako sometimes 6 hours of sleep. Okay na ako. Basta yung quality ng tulog ko maganda. I mean, hindi ako nagising-gising. Talagang feeling ko rested. Okay na yun. Kesa dun sa 8 hours nga yung sleep ko, pero may times naman na nagigising ako. So parang pa din yung feeling ko. So
may difference yung deep sleep sa babaw ng sleep rin. Kasi may levels talaga yun.
Yes, hindi naman siguro natin pag-uusapan yung REM dito, di ba? So pero the point is, it's important na we check if we are having enough sleep, whether it's in terms of the suggested time or yung yung self-assessment natin, I'm having enough sleep. So alam kong hindi ako deprived ng tulog, Yun nga, mahirap especially pag estudyante, kasi yung bombard ng work. So lang siguro, yan, kaya nga we're talking about proper scheduling para hindi ma-sacrifice yung sleep, Kasi parang nandyan lang naman yung work. I mean, nandyan yung kailangang outputs. Pero yung sleep, pag lagi mo tong nami-miss, yung quality ng sleep na kailangan mo, eventually, hindi lang in terms of building your resilience, but even your entire well-being and physical health, magsasuffer siya. So, yun, that's non-negotiable. Kailangan okay ang sleep.
Yes, speaking of physical health, kailangan din yung exercise si Batelet and Kuya John.
Yeah. Nagiyala, pero nagagawa ko ba yun?
Actually, guilty din ako dyan. Kaya hindi nyo ba napapansin, pag nag-aalok kayo ng mag-walk or nag-go na ako. Kasi na-realize ko din, yung maghapon ka talagang nakatutok lang sa 'di ba sa computer mo, iba yung mood yung parang feeling mo talaga mas pagod ka the entire day. So pero this is a challenge, I mean, kung hindi siya part talaga ng lifestyle mo, yung physical activity, di ba? Hindi mo naman talaga kailangan mag-exercise every day. At least magkaroon ka lang ng physical activity. Di ba, Rick? Anong yun ni Ate Bes? Yung walking, tama?
Walking. And the good thing
True.
is, let's maximize the use of technology. Kasi even
Mm-mm.
I have, for example, smartwatch or di ba yung mismo sa phone mo, you can even download application that can help you in reminding you of your routines for your everyday parang activities.
Mm-mm.
Parang
Very
ako na
true,
yung
Hassan.
nakarelate doon, ah.
Hindi, kasi yung sa akin kasi, well, ako, I know na I have to work on that more, yung physical activity, especially na, with the, with the pandemic, talagang, less yung, yung walking and everything.
Mhm.
So, yan. And, another na kailangan natin na talagang insert sa routine, no matter how busy we are, is our nutrition or food. 'Di ba? Jam, 'di ba parang lately, I think si Jam lately naging conscious din to sa sa nangyari.
Kasi naman,
Good
'di
job.
ba, ngayon kasing pandemic, ang tendency natin is kung anong nandiyan talaga ang pagkain, yun na lang, ano.
Mhm.
Or may time naman nung pumasok na tayo since sarado yung mga canteen here sa campus natin, and then yung mga near naman, oo din. Wala tayong choice kundi mag-order ng mga order sa Food Panda at kung sa ano-anong 'di ba, sa mga apps na yon. So, I think pag ganun kasi, 'di ba, dahil dun sa situation na yon, parang it makes you really notice that your body isn't really responding well to all that you're eating. And then, parang kailangan din talaga natin balikan yung food pyramid, di ba? Parang preschool pa nga ata yun na sa atin diniscuss, pero kailangan ata every year dapat rin i-repeat talaga yun. Kasi
Mhm.
we can really say na whenever we have balanced diet, it's really beneficial. So, ang importante here, guys, is yung have enough time for eating, for really setting the proper meals that are necessary. And then, as much as possible, not skip them. Kasi, 'di ba, meron nga tayong tinatawag na we are hungry. So, to avoid that, eat thrice a day as much as possible.
Yan. And then, ano pa ba yung mga sinasabi ditong non-negotiable?
How about yung screen
Ayan.
time?
Yeah.
Diba? No?
Sige, Rick. Ano yung sa screen time?
Kasi 'di ba parang well, hindi naman may iwasan. We always parang part na ng life talaga natin. Partner natin ng life, 'di
Oo.
ba? Yung phone, laptop and or tab. And if you could remember, i-ano ko na, i-plug ko na yung Social Dilemma, 'di ba? It's one of
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
best documentary films na if you can, 'di ba, if you can um remember in your phone do sa settings, makita niyo doon ano yung mga apps na madalas yung ginagamit. And
Mm-mm.
you can even see yung screen time nyo all throughout the day. So these are somehow affecting our routine, especially kapag we are very immersed sa social media. When we're doing our own task, we tend to be distracted by the notification, 'di ba? Yung mga pag
Mm-mm.
notif dun sa screen. So automatically our
Shopee!
mind is totoo, 'di ba? Yung our mind, alam na natin, minsan yung intuition natin, alam natin may nag-notif na sa phone natin. And even without looking at it, alam natin. So, even though we are very focused on what we're doing, but our body, since we have been doing that and sanay na yung mind
Mm-mm.
natin to check on it, like swipe on it, then kahit hindi natin tinitingnan, alam natin na may nag-notif talaga. So, I think that's
Right.
one thing that we can a little bit be more aware of how we look into the notification because it distracts our focus.
Yes naman, guys. Again, the important thing dito sa ating sa ating screen time is we acknowledge na with the lifestyle na meron tayo ngayon, connected tayo
Mm-hmm.
lahat sa internet, kailangan natin ng screen time, no?
Mm-hmm.
Pero ang sinasabi, stay on top, no, of your screen
Mm-hmm.
time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ikaw pa din yung ikaw pa din yung may say. And I think ang healthy, if I'm not mistaken, you can only have parang straight screen time maximum
Mm-hmm.
of 90 minutes, no? After 90 minutes of being ayan, whether you are just reading, viewing, whatever you're doing on your screen, pag 90 minutes na, you have to actually do something
Mm-hmm.
different. I mean, that dito na kayo pwedeng mag-stretching, mag-walking. This is the time that you can actually do other things, no? Para hindi kayo ganun maapektuhan ng screen time. So ikaw na din sa sarili mo, do something about it. Stay on top of your screen time.
Right, right.
Yan.
Siguro Ate Let, last na lang. With all these things na mina-mention natin, I think one key thing na feeling ko very important for our not just for our resilience but yung well-being natin is to really make sure na we are connecting with other people. Kasi na-mention mo na yung sa use nga of screens. So I think if we use diba, our phones to really check on each other, diba?
Mm-mm.
Iba yon. Kasi if we really set time to really connect with other people, I think we are allowing ourselves to see na, okay, other people are also experiencing what I'm experiencing.
True. And sometimes, no, hindi natin kailangan lumabas pa, no? I mean, baka kailangan yung intimate,
Right,
relationships, no? Since
right.
nasa bahay lang naman tayo, no? For
Mhm.
example, hindi ko alam kung sa family ng ating mga estudyante, pero kung halimbawa lahat naman kayo nasa bahay, why not spend the meal time together, no?
Yeah.
That's also a good way to reconnect with your family. So kung hindi siya ganun ka-habit sa bahay, baka pwedeng ikaw mag-start, no?
Mhm.
Para maging siya, habit sa bahay na you eat together, especially ngayon na kung halos lahat naman sa stuck lang sa bahay, 'di ba? So, yung gano'n. So, eto yung sinasabi na ng mga non-negotiable, guys. So, ito yung kailangan we make time sa ating routines and schedule. So, balikan ko lang, no? There's your physical activity, your sleep, your nutrition, your screen time, and your relationships. So, sabi nga, when these essentials are under control, you can unleash your full potential, no? Mas kaya nating, kumbaga, gumawa more pag etong mga 'to ay super okay, 'no? Kaya sinasabi na, yun, bigyan ng time, right? And speaking pa of schedule, 'no, kung gusto natin mas mabigyan ng time, ang kailangan natin talagang gawin ay schedule siya. So, pag nagse-schedule, I'm not sure, ako kasi I'm still into pen and paper.
Sa mind lang ako pa ba?
Wow! So, do'n mo
Hindi
tini-take
naman.
note.
Sinusulat ko rin siya. Even I actually have yung parang general routine lang sa nakapost sa wall ko. Pero yun kasi nag-work sa akin. Parang the more daw na nakikita mo siya, the more na nag-manifest siya sa life, the more na na-attract mo yun. So I believe in what you think is what you attract. So you have to start with your what you think in order for you to attract what you want to manifest in your life. And yun nga, I agree with the schedule of what you have to do. Pero you also have to make sure and be mindful of what you want to do. 'Di ba? Yung have and want.
Yeah.
Dapat balance yun para hindi ka rin frustrate sa ginagawa mo and you become comfortable of what you're doing.
Yes, and I think sa ating mga sa ating mga estudyante, no, when you schedule, 'di ba, nasabi na natin na parang give time to the healthy part ng lifestyle, no, yung mga non-negotiable. And dahil estudyante tayo and kahit tayo nagwo-work din naman tayo. So, make sure dun sa schedule and routine natin, we really set time for work, no, kung sa
Yes.
estudyante natin, school work nila, yung para at least alam mo na itong time na to would really be allotted for that, no? So, kumaga, meron kang time for serious matters. Yung kay Eric naman, you still have time for your, kumaga, hobbies, yung mga gusto mo. And then, you have time for your non-negotiable things din. And, ang kailangan talagang gawin para magawa mo siya is i-plot down mo siya, no? Pag alam mo na tong mga to, so parang brainstorm, you have to plot down. So kung kagaya ko ni Kuya Jam na medyo very techy na, talagang nasa notebook there, no? If you are more of naman the pen and paper person pa, so if you have your notebooks with you or your journal or yung mga planner pa, 'di ba? 'Di ba before pa yung may Starbucks planner pa ba ngayon? 'Di ba pa December
Meron.
meron
Meron.
pa?
Oo.
Di ba? O, did jot it down din. So, ang importante lang, sabi nga ni Eric, kailangan na take note mo siya, no? Para may babalikan, para may magre-remind sa atin. So,
Yes.
yan.
And siguro ate rin, siguro ate, yes, di ba? Siguro ate Let, I babalik din tayo ulit dun sa ano, it boils down to commitment and willpower, yung self-control, di ba? Kasi
Yeah.
you really have to say to yourself, okay, gagawin ko to, di ba? Kailangan yun eh, kailangan
Mm-mm.
gusto mo talaga or kailangan you do action for it to happen.
Right. And ano lang, siguro for that part, kasi some really find it difficult to maintain yung willpower na yun. Kanina, di ba, sabi ko, yun yung struggle ko.
Yeah,
What really
oo.
helps is to parang find someone that will really make you accountable for that thing you need to do or task that you have on hand. Like, here sa office ako talaga, ang sineset ko talaga sa mind ko na mag-account sa akin si Ate Let. Sure ako niyan. Kahit hindi ko sinasabi si Ate Let sasabihin sa akin na, eto, gawin mo. Kasi, pero, ever since naman, di ba, ever since college, it helps. It
Yeah.
really helps. So, hindi na lang yung willpower, but also yung help from the others to really push you.
Ako, ano naman ako doon, tawag dito, na-happy naman ako doon kung ganun siya. Pero ano din, I'd like to also say na maganda yon na parang merong nagtatap. Pero, di ba, paano pag walang magtatap? I mean,
Yeah.
alam natin yun yung difficulty ng homeschooling. I mean, ang nag-aaral sa bahay na kapag wala kang kasamang adults or ikaw lang, ito nga yung problema ng online, di ba? Yung, paano kung hindi ka talaga ganun ka-self-regulated? Well, sa mga ganitong pagkakataon po, guys, wala na tayong ibang choice but to really depend on ourselves, no? Kaya nga,
Yeah.
meron tayo nitong GO podcast na to, no? Para at least, hopefully, ma-move namin kayo to do something for yourself. Pero at the end of the day pa din talaga, it really boils down to you. Ikaw kasi, ikaw
Yeah.
talaga yung kay Jam, it's good na pag sinabi ko, nagagawa ni Jam. Pero actually, may choice si Jam na hindi makinig, di ba?
Right.
Kasi yun nga, yung maganda na kung gano'n, na may gano'n at makikinig ka. Pero, pwede rin kasing hindi. So, parang, ikaw din talaga niyan at the end. So, maganda kung as early as now, you try to, parang accept, no, na lalo na kung nag-aaral ka alone at your home, na I really have to depend on myself and kailangan kung tiwalaan yung sarili ko, no, na nagagawin ko to. And kapag tinatap na ako ng sarili ko, I need to follow myself. Yung ganong klase. Easier said than done, pero ayun, we hope na sana makapag kick off kayo na gano'n, na parang ako ang ano ko niyan every time tinatamad tuloy ako, lalo kung ipupush yung sarili kong gawin, kung ano yung kinakatamaran kong gawin. Kasi parang that's me saying to myself na, lalo naman kung wala naman talaga excuse. So it's me telling to myself na you have, parang naka-schedule, you have to be productive. Lalo na kung wala naman talagang other important matters. Pero pag yung alam ko naman na medyo may time pa naman kasi, tapos yung gano'n, di ba, ginagawa natin. Pwede, pero ikaw lang kasi yan sa sarili mo yung makakaalam. So, yung gano'n din. Na, I'm not sure, pero that's my take on that.
Sa akin yung yung paghahanap talaga ng strong emotional trigger. That's what yung sinasabi ngayon sa 'di ba sa isang coffee advertisement, yung ano nga yun, nakalimutan ko bigla.
Sa Nescafe ba yun? Yung para kanino ka bumabangon?
Yes, and para saan ka bumabangon. So always find that purpose para push ka talaga bumangon.
Or to start doing things, no?
Yes.
All right, sige. So, I think medyo naman na. I mean, we're able to have more of these having routines and schedules. Meron ba tayong pwedeng ipabaon sa ating mga audience? I mean, yun nga, sinasabi namin na maganda na makapag-start na kayong gumawa ng mga routines and schedules. Pero alam din namin na it's really not that easy. So, take one thing at a time. No? And I think meron tayo sa kanilang mga recommendations or suggestions na pwede nilang magawa.
Siguro lang, one example could be like really making your routines at least for the morning, 'di ba? Or when you start your day. So I think one way of really doing that is to, when you wake up, try to resist yung getting your phone kaagad. And then just parang getting into the flow of just scrolling through your phone. Kasi pag nandun na, for sure talaga yung mga plans mo for the day gets really set aside because 'di ba our phones are really designed to hook us. So, yun siguro one way of going about it. Yung resist talaga yung pagkuha ng mga phones natin or siguro manood lang ng TV and so on. What else? Siguro I think very important talaga yung set a time to be quiet as well. To just be mindful of what is happening. For some, 'di ba, it's really in the form of prayer. They do the examen, 'di ba? What we do here in the senior high school. So, malay natin, 'di ba? You can also practice this or just some mindfulness activities. And then finally, yung sinabi ni Kuya Eric kanina na focus really on yung 'di ba, yung emotional ano ba yung Kuya Eric?
Emotional
Ah,
trigger.
Yeah,
yan, emotional trigger, taba? Yung sense of purpose of why you're going to get up in this morning, 'di ba? And so on and so forth. Siguro kayo, you might have other suggestions for that.
Well, ako ano lang naman, try to put into your daily routine yung breathing, quiet breathing, no? Kung hindi kayo into really that examine, no? This can be at the start of your day or this can be at any point of your day na pakiramdam mo you're overwhelmed, no? Halimbawa, gumagawa ka ng schoolwork mo or you're trying to communicate with people and all. So, kahit ano lang, 30 seconds of talagang have your eyes closed and then deep breathing lang, no? Kasi that kind of mindfulness creates a particular tawag nito parang scenario in your brain na mas nagiging siya energized and more
Mhm.
active, so more ready siya pag bumalik ka dun sa tasks na kailangan mong gawin. Tapos siguro to add lang dun sa sinabi ni Jom na resist using your phone, no? ah Early in the morning, siguro then when you are already working, kasi ako, guilty ako nito, pag di ba nag-open tayo ng tab, so sinasabi na try to, try not to multitask. Halimbawa, ang una mong inopen ay email. No, so try to finish muna lahat dun sa email na babasahin. Saka ka siguro mag-open ng kung gusto mong mag-check ng messenger or mag-check ng calendar or ng ibang tabs. No? Kasi sabi, I'm not sure if you are into it, pero nabasa ko na kapag lagi daw parang distracted si brain, actually less gray matter area yung nakukuha. So parang the
Mm-mm.
more chaotic ang na-observe or ang ginagawa mo, mas nagiging si brain. Parang alam mo yun, nag-squish din siya. So, hindi siya ganun nagiging ka-intellectual brain. So, di ba, if we can feed our brain a more structured, kasi it's an evolutionary trait of our brain to always look for structure amidst chaos. So, tulungan natin
Right.
si brain natin na magkaroon siya ng structure. No? So, yung ganun, siguro some tips.
Mhm. I agree with their inputs at that and Kuya Jam. And yun nga, body mind matter lang naman ito. So you, kung just to emphasize na what you do is what you think and what you think is what you do. So hindi mahihiwalay ang isipan natin sa katawan natin. So try to deviate what's stopping you, because that will really make you more parang trained, I mean that will really make you more productive on what on the task that you're about to do.
That's nice, no? So sana matry ng ating mga students, ang ating mga audience, no? So, yan, I think this has been a very, very fruitful discussion, no, on resilience, creating schedules and routines, no. Tapos tandaan lang natin lagi, no, practice builds resilience. So, ang sinasabi namin dito na routines and schedules are there to guide us to have a structure in our day, pero hindi ibig sabihin na malilimit nito yung creativity natin and yung freedom natin, no? Ako personally, ang take ko lang is always put in your routines and schedule the non-negotiables. And then,
Yeah.
it's really up to you how are you going to fill in the other activities of your day to make you more productive and to make you a happier person. Pero the non-negotiables, make sure na nandun siya. Alright? So before we end, is there anything else that you'd like to add, Kuya Eric, Kuya Jam?
Yung sa akin lang, no, parang, well, we're all human beings and we're not, we cannot really compare ourselves to a computer. And, but then, we have the capability, di ba? We have the power to hijack our brain. So it's more of like, again, babalik ulit, sa akin talaga personally, it's more of the commitment. If you're committed to do something, then look for that purpose that will push you and that will serve as your parang emotional trigger to really keep you going. The important here naman is that you keep trying
Yeah.
instead of regretting, di ba? Yun yung sa akin.
Mm-mm. And actually, yun din yung gusto ko sana talaga yung highlight na even if you fail doing the scheduling once, try and try again. Ano? Kasi at the end of the day, by trying to do it, you're actually building that habit. You're already building the routine without even knowing it.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So, hoping guys that you learned something from our conversation. So, from knowing what is the importance of creating routines and schedules to us giving you tips on how to do it, and then to us giving you more of the whys of doing it. So, hopefully, natuto tayo. Ano po? And that we always remember being resilient does not mean being superhuman. So, it's actually about our habits of little things. Focus on creating small activities in your life that you could be proud of. So that wraps up our second episode. Thank you so much for listening, and we'll see you guys next Friday for the last episode of the Geo podcast this semester. So bye everyone!
Bye, see you again.
Paalam!